Be honest for a second. If your car disappeared tomorrow, would your life actually fall apart? Or would you just be slightly annoyed? Because seriously, here's the number one thing no one likes to say out loud. That monthly car payment you barely notice is quietly stealing years of your life. Not money. I'm talking about time, freedom, options. And today, I'm going to show you why your car payment isn't just expensive. It's financially violent. Just stick with me till the end of this video. Because once you see this, you won't be able to unsee it. Basically, we were told, reliable car, low monthly payment. You deserve it. Cool, but nobody ever explained the chain reaction that one car payment triggers. The one that keeps people stuck, stressed, and wondering why they make decent money but feel broke anyway. So let's break it down. No lectures, no spreadsheets, just real talk. Fact number one, your car payment is a wealth delay device. Let's start strong. Your car payment isn't just a bill, it's a wealth delay device. Think of it like this. Every dollar you send to your car company is a dollar that can't work for you. And I don't mean in a motivational poster way. I mean mathematically. Now let's just break down the facts. Right now, the average car payment in the US is hovering around $730 per month for new cars, $530 per month for used cars. Let's be conservative. Say you're paying $600 per month. That's $7,200 per year, $36,000 over 5 years. And that's before interest, insurance hikes, maintenance, and depreciation. Now, here's the part nobody tells you, because watch this. If that same $600 per month was invested instead, even at a boring average return, you're not losing $36,000. You're losing six figures. Because time plus compounding doesn't care how nice your rims are. Your car isn't just costing you money today, it's costing you future freedom. Let me paint a picture so you can clearly understand. Imagine two people, same age, same salary. Person A buys a reasonable $45,000 car. Person B drives a paid-off, boring sedan. 5 years later, person A, still stressed, still paying, still wondering why they can't get ahead. Person B has options, has leverage, has peace, same income, different decisions. The truth is, cars don't make you rich. They make you comfortable being broke, and that's the trap. But here's where it gets worse, because the real damage isn't the payment itself. It's what that payment forces you to tolerate next. Let's talk about the silent lifestyle trap nobody connects to their car. Fact number two, your car payment locks you into a life you don't even like. All right, be careful because this is the sneaky one. Your car payment doesn't just affect your bank account. It affects your choices, or more accurately, your lack of choices. Basically, here's the problem. Ever heard someone say, I'd leave my job, but I have bills? That's not about rent. That's not about food. That's usually about fixed payments. And car payments are one of the worst because they're long-term, they're inflexible, and they're emotionally justified. You didn't buy a liability. You bought a need. Here's what it really does. A car payment forces you to stay in jobs you hate, makes risk feel dangerous, turns opportunity into maybe later. It shrinks your courage because when your expenses are high, freedom becomes expensive. I mean, put it like this. You ever notice how people with paid-off cars sleep better, stress less, say no more confidently? That's not confidence. That's margin. A car payment is like wearing golden handcuffs, except the gold is fake and the cuffs are real. And if you think it ends there, wait until you see how your car payment actually multiplies every other expense in your life. This next one hurts, but it explains everything. Fact number three, your car payment creates a cascade of rich-looking expenses. Here's the domino effect nobody warns you about. Big car payment, higher insurance, higher maintenance, higher stress, higher I deserve this spending. It's a cycle. Nice cars don't just cost more upfront. They increase insurance premiums, increase repair costs, increase anxiety about scratches, increase the pressure to keep up. You don't just own the car owns your decisions. Once you drive something expensive, your standards shift. Suddenly, cheap feels embarrassing. Simple feels temporary. Downgrading feels like failure, even when upgrading was the mistake. Wealthy people optimize for net worth. Broke people optimize for appearances. Car payments live right in the middle of that battlefield. And keep in mind, understanding this is only step one. When you finish watching this video, go back and watch our series on the stealth wealth mindset. Watching this video alone is not enough if you truly want a life of financial freedom. We have an entire playlist we created for you. As always, make sure to subscribe. But anyways, now let me flip this completely, because the real question isn't, should you never buy a car? It's, why do rich people think about cars completely differently? That's where we're going next. Fact number 4, rich people don't buy cars. They buy transportation. This is where the mindset split happens. And once you see it, you'll instantly recognize who's winning and who's pretending. Here's the core difference. Poor and middle class thinking, what car do I want? Wealthy thinking, what problem am I solving? One is emotional, one is functional, and that difference alone decides your financial future. Rich people don't wake up thinking, how can I look successful today? They think, how do I get from point A to point B with the least friction, time, and cost? That's it. No identity crisis, no validation purchase, just efficiency. So why does this matter? Well, it goes like this. Cars depreciate. Transportation doesn't. Transportation is a tool. Cars are often treated like a trophy, and trophies don't compound. Just think about it. You ever notice how millionaires drive Toyotas? CEOs show up in decade-old SUVs. Quietly wealthy people don't care what's parked outside. That's not coincidence. That's clarity. Your car should solve a problem, not announce your self-worth. Now let's talk about the biggest lie dealerships ever sold you, because low monthly payment might be the most expensive phrase in personal finance. Fact number 5, low monthly payments are a financial magic trick. Look, this is a straight-up illusion, and once you understand it, you'll never fall for it again. They don't ask, how much does this car cost? They ask, what monthly payment are you comfortable with? Why? Because once they control the monthly number, they control everything else. Term length, interest rate, total cost. Watch, here's the slow bleed. Stretch the loan, 72 months, 84 months, sometimes longer. Congrats. You didn't lower the cost, you just hid the pain. Let's just do the math for a second. A $450 payment for 7 years is worse than a $600 payment for 4 years. Why? Because you're trapped longer. And time is the real cost. Low monthly payments are like paying minimums on a credit card. Feels manageable. Keeps you broke. Makes banks rich. If you need long terms to afford it, you can afford it. But here's where the damage compounds. Because car payments don't just steal money. They steal momentum. And momentum is everything in wealth building. Fact number 6, your car payment kills investing momentum. This one hurts. Here's the part people never connect. It's not that you don't want to invest. It's not that you're lazy. It's not even that you don't make enough. It's that your car payment eats the first dollars that should have gone to your future. And investing doesn't work on leftovers. Now here's the problem. Wealth isn't built by one big genius move. It's built by boring, automatic, consistent action. The problem? A car payment shows up every single month, on time, no excuses. Investing only happens if there's something left. So guess what wins? The bill with penalties. But why is this so damaging? Well, let me give you a comparison. Momentum in investing works like pushing a boulder uphill. The first few pushes feel pointless. Nothing happens, no dopamine, no results. And a car payment resets that boulder every month. You never get traction. You never feel progress. So you quit before compounding even has a chance to start. Let me give you an example. Let's say you want to invest $500 a month, but your car payment is $620. So instead, you tell yourself, I'll just invest whatever's left. That usually becomes $80 one month, $0 the next. I'll catch up later. That's not investing. That's hoping. Car payments turn investing into an option, and wealth only grows when investing is non-negotiable. Bills first, future last, that's the order that keeps people broke for decades. Wealthy people flip the order. They invest first, build margin, then decide what lifestyle fits what's left. Most people do the exact opposite, then wonder why investing feels impossible. Basically, you don't fail at investing because you're bad at it. You fail because your car already claimed the money that was supposed to make you rich. And once investing gets pushed to the side, people start justifying the car even harder. That's how success looks, they say. Which brings us to the next lie that keeps people stuck. Fact number 7, a nice car does not create opportunity. It destroys it. This is where people get defensive, because deep down, everyone wants to believe their nice car is helping them. It's not. It's just expensive confidence. People say, first impressions matter. It helps my image. You have to look successful to be successful. That sounds smart, but it's also backwards. What actually creates opportunity? Opportunities don't come from what you drive. They come from what you can do, what you know, who you know, and how much leverage you have. No one has ever handed someone a better deal because of their car payment, ever. Real success signals aren't loud. They're subtle. They look like saying no to bad deals, walking away from jobs that don't fit, taking risks without panic, investing without stress. None of that comes from a vehicle. It comes from financial margin. A nice car doesn't make you look successful. It makes you look committed to looking successful. Big difference. One builds wealth, the other consumes it. I mean, think about it. Notice how the people who actually have leverage don't rush, don't flex, don't explain themselves. They don't need to prove anything. Their money already does. If your car needs to announce your success isn't real yet. True opportunity comes from low expenses, high optionality, calm decision-making. A big car payment does the opposite. It creates pressure, and pressure makes people accept bad deals. And once you realize a nice car doesn't create opportunity, the next question becomes obvious. Why do wealthy people intentionally drive boring cars? That's not an accident. That's strategy. Fact number 8, the wealthy escape plan. No suffering required. This is where most people relax, because once they hear stop buying expensive cars, their brain immediately goes, so I'm just supposed to suffer forever? No, that's not the move. The wealthy don't escape car payments by suffering. They escape them by sequencing. Here's the secret. Order matters more than income. Wealth isn't about what you buy. It's about when you buy it. Most people upgrade first, then hope their money catches up. Wealthy people do the opposite. They let their money upgrade first. It's a 3-step process, and this is boring, but that's why it works. Step 1, kill the payment. Not manage it. Not get used to it, end it. Step 2, redirect the cash. Whatever the payment was, invest it automatically. Same day, same amount. No thinking. Step 3, upgrade after your money does. Only once your net worth is growing faster than your lifestyle. That's how upgrades stop hurting you. It feels different because when you upgrade with cash or minimal leverage, there's no stress, no anxiety, no second guessing, no, what if I lose my job? Because the car didn't cost your freedom. Wealthy people don't ask, can I afford this payment? They ask, does this slow my future? If the answer is yes, it's a no, even if they can afford it. The goal isn't to never have nice things. The goal is to have nice things without chains. Understand this clearly. Driving boring now is how you drive whatever you want later. Most people flip that and stay stuck forever. And once you finally break free from the payment, something weird happens. You don't just feel richer, you feel lighter. That mental freedom, that's the part nobody tells you about. Fact number 9, no car payment equals instant mental peace. This is the part nobody puts in spreadsheets because it doesn't show up as a percentage, but you feel it immediately. The day your car payment disappears, your shoulders drop. No more dreading the first of the month, checking your balance before opening emails, flinching when something unexpected pops up. Nothing dramatic changes, and yet everything feels calmer. It's so hard because a car payment creates constant low-level stress, not panic, not emergencies, just enough pressure to keep your brain slightly tense all the time. When it's gone, your mind finally breathes. Like seriously, ask anyone who's paid off their car. They'll tell you the same thing. I didn't feel rich, I felt relieved, and relief changes how you make decisions. When you're not stressed, you think clearer. You wait for better opportunities. You stop reacting and start choosing. That's when money finally starts working for you. Most people think wealth is about having more. It's not. It's about needing less. And a paid-off car quietly does that better than almost anything else. A paid-off car won't impress anyone, but it will let you sleep. And sleep beats flexing every time. When the payment disappears, so does the urgency. And without urgency, you stop making desperate decisions. That's where real wealth starts. And once you understand this, you realize your car payment was never just about transportation. It was about freedom. And now you know exactly what it's been costing you. Now, if you made it this far, let's lock all of this in together. Your car payment delays wealth. It locks you into jobs and lifestyles you don't love. It multiplies expenses and kills momentum. Rich people buy transportation, not validation. Low monthly payments are a trap, and financial peace starts when the payment ends. If this hit a little too close to home, drop a comment with the words paid off. Not because you're there yet, but because you're done playing the loud money game. Now, here's the real question. If one car payment can do this much damage, what do you think your other normal expenses are doing behind the scenes? Because in the next video, we're breaking down the everyday payments that quietly keep people broke, even on good salaries. You don't want to miss that one. Just click the video on the screen and we'll see you there.